Okay, day one of your YouTube journey. Where do you start? Pretty simple for me, record a video. Doesn't matter whether or not this ends up on YouTube. Right now, nothing beats experience. And you need to find out whether or not you enjoy video making, because that is at the heart and soul of every content creator. That's day one done. Let's see what happens on day two. Let's do this.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
Just a quick note, folks, this is a video about how to start your YouTube channel in 30 days, but it is the abridged version of the glorious, monumental course we have at the vidIQ Academy. And the best news is it's absolutely free. So if you want to take this video to the next level, check out the link in the video description. But for now, let's move on to day two. When it comes to starting a YouTube channel, fundamentally for me, it comes down to three different things. First of all, it's putting yourself out there. A lot of people think about starting a YouTube channel, but they never actually do it because of some barrier in their head. Second of all, it's embracing the fact that nothing you do is going to be perfect the first time. The important thing is to test these things first time and embrace the experience. And thirdly, it's setting expectations. So when you press record, when you publish, don't expect millions of views, thousands of subscribers. Just get yourself out there on YouTube. And to do that, you actually need to start your channel. You may not be ready to actually upload a video just yet, but if you've got your channel name, you've verified your account so you can upload custom thumbnails and all of the other things, do that now so that in a week, a month's time, when you press publish, your YouTube channel is all ready to go. All right, let's start thinking a little bit about mindset, because the chances are right now, you're a little self-centered in your YouTube goals and you're thinking about what you're going to achieve. But what you need to be thinking about right now is how you can help an audience on YouTube. So, 3 questions that you need to answer first. Who is your ideal target audience? Why should they watch your content? And how do you intend to deliver your content in terms of video on demand, live streams, once a week, twice a week, and what time of day? Next up, if you decide to continue learning with us, we're going to say this a million times. Niche down. I ask you what your channel is about and your response is it's about gaming and it's about sports and it's about beauty and it's about travel. Everything after the word "and" is too much. Pick one topic, go 2 inches wide, a mile deep. Truth is, right now, nobody cares about you. All they're interested in is the value they're going to get from your content. And if you're consistently talking about a topic that your target audience is interested in, that's going to work a lot better than scattergun content. Now, we've already talked about this very briefly, but the first thing you want to do when you start your YouTube channel is verify it. You don't need a single view, nor do you need a single subscriber, or have even uploaded a video to YouTube to verify your account. What you will need is a mobile phone and a number. And once you've done that, you'll be able to upload custom thumbnails, most important thing on YouTube, run videos of longer than 15 minutes, and all sorts of other stuff. So get it done and do it now. Hello, by the way, I'm Rob, and welcome to vidIQ, the YouTube tool, channel, and academy that educates you on your YouTube journey. For more videos just like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Now, we understand there are a lot of people joining YouTube right now. First of all, I just want to say from the viewing audience, thank you very much for sharing your message and your value to the YouTube community. But there is a lot to learn about being a video creator and indeed a YouTuber. So consider this video your induction, your initiation, the tip of the YouTube iceberg. And if you feel we're going through all of this far too quickly, or you want to know more about how to verify your account, well, we've got just the thing for you. That thing is the vidIQ Academy, and the course we're talking about is how to launch your YouTube channel in 30 days. A course jam-packed full of lessons and learnings that will take your YouTube education to the next level. And this isn't any sort of bait and switch tactic. We're not going to bring you into the course and then charge you a little bit more so you can get full access. Right now, it's completely free for all vidIQ users. To learn more about the vidIQ Academy, check out the link in the video description, but if you're happy with the abridged version, let's carry on to day 6. Alright, this next one sounds really easy to do, but it's actually quite difficult and you're probably going to need to spend a little bit of time thinking about it. Tell us what your channel is about in less than 3 seconds or less than 10 words. This is your value proposition and it's designed to tell your viewer exactly what your channel is about so that they get it in an instant. For example, vidIQ's value proposition is educating you on your YouTube journey. We know who it's for. YouTubers, and we know why we should watch vidIQ, because we'll learn something from them. Want to try this? Let us know in the comments below. Now, this is another interesting question that you need to answer, and that is, what is your superpower? There are lots of channels on YouTube doing exactly the same thing, so how do you differentiate yourself from your competitors? Now, that could be through the knowledge that you have that you can share with an audience, the way that you deliver that, the style of the content, your personality. There has to be something that distinguishes you from somebody else so that a viewer decides to pick you over anybody else. When it comes to YouTube videos, there is nothing more distracting than terrible audio. So your first tech upgrade should be a dedicated microphone, because anything that comes directly from your camera or your mobile phone is gonna sound terrible. Did you notice that this video had an intro that delivered on what was promised in the title and the thumbnail? Did you notice that we didn't introduce vidIQ until 3 or 4 minutes into the video? And you'll probably notice as you continue to watch this video that it has a certain formula. That's because each of our videos has a beginning, middle and end. It tells a story of some kind. And that's what you should do with your videos. Don't just jump into them, plan them a little bit. You'll get better at this over time. It's called the show formula. Analytics, let's have a quick chat about those. Yes, there are views and subscribers which have been around on YouTube since the dawn of time. But there are 2 analytics you should start to get familiar with as soon as possible. The first one is click-through rate. This is essentially how many times somebody sees your thumbnail versus how many times somebody actually clicks on it. This is why thumbnails and titles are so important. Something that pops, stands out in front of a crowd, and is intriguing enough to compel the viewer to click on it. The second is watch time. Generally speaking, the longer somebody watches your content, the longer they spend on YouTube, and YouTube rewards you because of that. Now, of course, it does get a lot more complicated than that, but if you go into the YouTube analytics, YouTube tells you that these 2 analytics determine how much YouTube shares your content. Free advertising. So in short, get people into your videos and make them stay as long as possible. You're onto a winner. As you set up your YouTube channel, make sure you're able to fully customize it. On your channel page, click the Customize Channel button, then click the Settings icon to the right, and on this pop-up screen, toggle on Customize the layout of your channel. This will give you access to all of these tabs and allow you to create and upload this thing at the top of your channel page. This, by the way, is your channel banner or your shopfront window. It's an opportunity to reinforce your value proposition visually so that visitors instantly know what you're all about. Create one, upload it, because if there's one thing I hate, it's this generic channel banner. Now, lighting is also another important consideration. When you're outside and you've got natural light, brilliant, but when you're indoors, what you'll tend to find if you've not treated your lighting at all is that you'll get all of these warm yellow colours, and that's because most of the lights in your house will be of that style. What you need to invest in is some of these CFL lights, relatively cheap, and they give you a nice clean look like this. Much better. Once you've sorted out the fundamentals, then you can start to play about with your lighting. For example, there's something a little sterile about this shot right now. Can you tell what it is? Remember that YouTube is not a vacuum. You create content along with thousands of other creators, so make sure to keep tabs on what they're up to. If they are making content that's doing well on their channel, maybe you should be adding your own spin on it too. We've got a tool that will help track channels that you're interested in, but we'll save the full explanation for the Academy course. Alright, thumbnail basics. Where do I start with this? Make sure that your thumbnails have a lot of pop and saturation. Sharpen the thumbnails so they look more detailed when they're shrunk to a smaller size. Only include 3 or 4 elements on your thumbnail maximum. Any more detail and it gets too complicated. The hero of the thumbnail should be either a character or the product that you're talking about. And remember, you design your thumbnail at this size, everybody else sees it at this size, so think small when you're creating thumbnails. Not only do we dedicate a day to this in the vidIQ Academy course, we've actually got an entire course on the basics of thumbnail creation. So definitely check out all of that good stuff. Now, you may not feel as if you're ready for this. If truth be told, Nobody is ever ready to publish their first YouTube video, which is why you should do that now. Remember, you're not trying to be perfect first time, and the chances are in 6 months, when you've published another 20 or 50 videos, you'll look back at that first video and think, man, that was terrible. But you have to do that to gain the experience, to gain the feedback, to understand how the YouTube platform works so that you can improve on what you now know. From this first video, you can see how the analytics work. From this first video, you can see maybe 1 or 2 comments and reply to them. From this first video, you will learn so much that will take you forward for the videos that are really going to mean something to both your audience and you. Of course, you as the hero of your videos, along with what you record, is going to bring your content to life. And that's one of the reasons why I've just taken down the lights behind me and there's no music. But at the same time, the life and energy and soul and the story of a video sometimes comes through in the editing. So what you may have noticed now is that I'm not doing any editing. I'm just talking to camera. There's no camera changes or clipping any parts of the video right now. This is just me talking to video. Is it more interesting than the rest of the content that you've seen in this video? Unlikely. You're bored, you're wanting something new to happen, so let's go into something new. Remember that value proposition we talked about earlier? Well, this is where you can expand on that, the channel about section. Make sure to write it from the viewer's perspective. What's in it for them? What value will they gain from your channel? It always helps to drop in a couple of keyword search terms too that are related to your video topic. Day 19, how are you feeling right now? You're still riding that initial surge of excitement? At some point that YouTube adrenaline is going to dissipate, and then you're going to discover that you need patience. It is an exception to the rule that a creator will kick out a couple of videos and have hundreds of thousands of subscribers and millions of views. For most of us, that just doesn't happen. For me, it's taken 12 years and 2,000 videos. I hope it takes a little less time for you. But you have to understand, unless you have the X factor, you're supremely talented or just unbelievably lucky with the YouTube algorithm, it's a process. Getting to good habits of making videos on a regular basis and review your work and say to yourself, I want to get 1% better at lighting or 1% better at thumbnails. What are your bottlenecks? What are your pain points? What is holding you back on YouTube? Identify them, fix them. But remember, everything takes time. Okay, we're on to part 2 of basic analytics now, and start to look at your average view duration. This is how long people actually spend watching your videos. You're never going to get to 100%. But if you're hitting 50% or above, you're probably doing a good job. What you can do is go into the analytics in a deep fashion and look at the graphs which show you when viewers abandon your content. If there is a pattern developing, such as your intro is too long, or when you're not on camera or you're in front of camera, and that seems to lead to lots of people leaving, these are the things you can start to fix. We've talked a lot about growing your YouTube channel, but of course here at vidIQ, we have an unbelievable number of tools will help you go in that direction, allowing you to analyze any video on a platform, research YouTube, audit your own channel and take actionable steps that's going to help you get more views and subscribers. So if you haven't already downloaded vidIQ, which is free to download, there is a link in the video description. And there is a full vidIQ Tutorial Academy course on it, and that is also free to watch. Keyword research is another monumental area of YouTube that you should really learn in order to improve the discoverability of your own videos. Think of it from these points of view. When you would be searching for content that you're interested in, what would you be thinking about when you type something into that search bar? Then type that into the search bar and see what YouTube spits out, because it has some fantastic auto suggestions, and those are the things people are searching for on YouTube. And when you construct your metadata, that's titles, descriptions and tags, Be as focused as possible. For example, when we made a video about how to delete a YouTube video, we didn't worry about YouTube tips and tricks, video management. We just used that title, how to delete a YouTube video, and riffed off of that in terms of all of our search intent. And now that ranks at the very top of the search rankings for how to delete a YouTube video, because that's exactly what people want to find. Naturally, keyword research bleeds into creating compelling titles, but with the short time we have, I want to use Mr. Beast as an example. His titles rely a lot less on trying to unlock the YouTube algorithm and much more on unlocking a human being's appetite to be intrigued. Giving credit cards to random people, running marathons in wacky shoes, and giving away millions of dollars. In combination with the super powerful thumbnails, you just have to click and watch the content. When it comes to YouTube and being in front of camera and presenting content, be you. Don't suppress your identity. Don't add filters, because you are the only person on YouTube who can do what you do. And make sure people are aware of that. This could be the t-shirts that you wear, or the backdrop that you have in your studio, or the jokes and mannerisms that you have with your audience. People want to either care about you or hate you. I know that sounds absolutely daft, but if a person doesn't have any sort of emotional reaction to you, you've not moved them in any way. Yes, there may be negativity, but you don't need to worry about that. You can embrace the positivity and the people who love your content, and you can support them with everything that you do on YouTube. A few things to think about when it comes to playlists. If you create a video and you don't know which playlist to put it in on your channel, or it doesn't start a new playlist as part of a new series, then what's the video doing on your channel? It's probably unrelated to your content, and that's where you're going to have an issue with focusing and not being niche enough. Also, don't bother having playlists with 100 videos in them, because who in their right mind is going to start a playlist that has 100 videos in it? That's too much of a commitment. And the titles of the playlist should be as important as the titles on your videos. Don't just give them file names, because nobody wants to watch a playlist that's called Italy 2019. Tell us something exciting and the adventures you had on that trip. Think of your video descriptions in two parts. The first section should be promoting the video content, so you can include keywords, and I highly recommend using timestamps. They're becoming more and more important. The second part is your default set of descriptions. You can do this in the YouTube Creator Studio, and you can include all of the links to all of the things that are about your channel, FAQs, that type of thing. Descriptions, don't ignore them, use them. Do you use interactive cards? Vote over here. Can you see why I'm doing this? It's because they create an interactive element with your audience, really useful. Same thing with end screens. Once people come to the end of your video, you can point them into more useful stuff on your channel, like we're going to do at the end of this video. I've already said this, but let's say it again for dramatic impact. You do not work in a YouTube vacuum. There are other creators out there in your space, and you can consider them less as competitors and potentially as collaborators. How you can start to do this is by adding to the conversation. So watching the videos of popular creators and adding your thoughts. If you become a valued member of a community, then eventually you could begin creating conversations with all sorts of people and video creators, and that could lead to collaborations. Now, let's say for the last 29 days you've been publishing content. You've got maybe 10 videos out there already. That's enough of a sample size to start looking at your content and saying, what works best for me? It may be something that you never expected or exactly what you thought was going to happen on your channel. The key thing is, when you do something successful, do more of it. We call it the double down concept. There's nothing wrong with going really deep into a topic and becoming the leader, the ambassador, the representative on YouTube for a particular topic. Would you rather be the jack of all trades and remembered by no one, or becoming the de facto go-to person for that particular topic on YouTube? And I also said earlier that you likely jumped into this YouTube project with all of the energy and adrenaline that you could muster, and maybe you're still on that high, but eventually you're going to have to fall down into a regular cadence and pattern, and output level for your channel, and that's where you're going to decide on your audience's viewing habits. Do they prefer to watch your content at the weekends, in the mornings, in the evenings? Try and establish a consistent routine with your content so that it creates watching habits with your audience. And that is how to launch your YouTube channel in 30 days in, just a shade under 20 minutes. Nailed it. Now, of course, as I've already said, if you want to take all of this learning to the next level, then make sure to join the vidIQ Academy and watch this entire course in all its glorious detail, plus 2 extra bonus days that we couldn't fit into this video for free. If you would like a tutorial on how to navigate the vidIQ Academy, check out the video over here. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Good luck with your YouTube channel, and of course, enjoy the rest of your video making day.